The following program may contain strong language, possible nudity, adult content, or sensitive content, and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Tangled Art and Disability is a nonprofit charitable arts organization. We've been around for just over 11 years now, known before as Abilities Arts Festival for just about a decade. And the program was really born out of an initiative to put on a sort of 3-week arts festival featuring work by professional or professional caliber artists with disabilities. So that's where we started originally. And since then, the organization has grown in the past couple of years exponentially. We're now putting on year-round programming. We do a lot of professional development work as well as producing sort of finished products. And that was part of the inspiration for our name change to Tangled as opposed to Abilities Arts Festival, because we still do our annual festival, which is what we're in the middle of right now. But we do also do year-round programming, and we wanted to capture sort of some of the politics and some of the energy from the disability community.
So some of the issues you were saying typically was it's the miscommunication of what disability art is,
absolutely, and that disability arts is an interesting genre. You know, we have in Toronto alone, we have Nightwood Theatre, which is our sort of women's theatre company. We have Buddies and Bad Times, which is our queer theatre company.
That's right.
We have Obsidian, which is our black theatre company.
Yeah.
Cahoots is our multicultural. Where's the disability theatre, right? Where's the community? Where are the people rallying behind and saying, this is really important work coming out of this community, and it's something that we need to see. And it's not just therapy for the artists, right? Like, these are really, really significant perspectives from people and communities that have been marginalized from the arts, from our cultural sector for a long time.
What's your definition of disability, frankly, when you think about it?
Yeah, well, we work with artists with physical disabilities, developmental disabilities, psychiatric disabilities. So there are a number of things, and there has been more of a push recently to highlight invisible disability, right?
Oh, good.
So that can be psychiatric, that could be, it could be a number of things, right? It could even be physical still.
That's right.
And so it is, it does encompass a large number of the population, frankly, and a growing population as our baby boomer generation gets older, right? Because a lot of disabilities are developed as well.
That's right.
And acquired over time. So, there are a number of different definitions, and I think the most important thing is to allow every individual person to define themselves and identify themselves in their own way, right?
In their own way.
And that, I think, has been a really that's been a battle for sure.
Abilities. What do you think those fears would mean, and how do we address them?
I think they come from two different places.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it can come from a good place, but it comes off in the wrong way, which is, I know that I'm not educated in how I'm supposed to, say the right thing, or I'm worried about saying the right thing, so I just don't do anything at all, which I think is actually, even if your intentions are good, is a really negative outcome.
That's right.
But the other thing I think is that culturally and socially, people with disabilities have really been excluded from, many, many facets of life, whether it's like physical exclusion, whether it has to do with finances, there are a number of things that, are just, it's so far behind structurally in terms of.
And what wisdom can you give to some people who feel uncomfortable or feel that they're going to say the wrong thing? What can you tell them to how to behave in front of other people?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the most important thing is that you're by not engaging or by disengaging or just by avoiding people altogether, right? You're missing the opportunity to learn from some really important people, and not just learn things about disability or about the perspective of disability, but to learn about people.
Yeah.
And if you like people, and if you're interested in people, it's you're missing something really valuable. And I think that really speaks to disability arts as well, which is, why do we go to the arts? Why have the arts survived? And I really believe, for me anyway, that when I go to theater, or when I go participate in some arts or event or something like that, I go because I want to be challenged. I want to be challenged by another perspective or something I haven't thought about yet.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And I think really the reason the arts have survived is because it teaches us empathy. And I think that is something that in a capitalist society, in the world as it is right now, is not something that we really push ourselves to feel and to experience. Other than in these very particular situations, whether it's in a movie theater or whether it's, in a theater setting or at a dance show or at an art exhibit.